The backyard woodshop.
I just want to show you guys my router setup here when all my other router tables are busy. I've got this basically a fourth router table. My big one that I use, I've shown it in other videos. Now I like to use that without a fence and just use it for freehand work. This one here, I've got an original Incra fence that I attached to my table saw here and use it. So let's say I want to use this thing today, I just pop this little wooden insert out. I've got boards in here for leveling feet that I've just got wood screws in, and I can just adjust those if I need to re-level. Right now they're set for that wooden insert. Take my router cord, drop it down through, make it so, and then I've got the router turned so that the clamp is facing forward so that I can make adjustments easily. And then I would have the router turned on, and then I've got a flip switch on the side here, like a power strip with an on and off switch that I'd plug it into. And that way I could turn it on and off really quickly, because most of the time you're working from the end here anyway. Now, as far as the fence, it's just an original Incra Jig. This is the $50 model. I believe that's exactly what I paid for it. The fence is an Incra fence that I picked up used. It was like 10 bucks and it fit perfectly with the Incra Jig. So I decided to forego. I used to have a MDF fence that I used, but I decided to forego that and use this aluminum one. It also comes with a stop block that you can clamp here. It's really nice. It just looks like this, and it's got the 30-second teeth, same as over here on the Incra Jig, and you just unloosen your knobs here, put it on, and now I can move this a 32nd of an inch each time. Really makes it nice. You can take it all the way right about to here, no problems. Lock it down and you're all set. So this is pretty nice, and I think you can adjust, you can move these teeth to this side if you need it to, but not too many people are going to have this fence set up like I have this part here, but you can just make an MDF fence. And then one of the pluses to this is, if all my other stuff is going and I want to make some quick dovetails or box joints, this jig will do that just as accurately as the big Incra fence will. Just won't be as big a capacity, obviously, but it has a place to put in the templates, the smaller templates, and then it has a ruler here, and it's on every 32nd. So it's very accurate. I'm very happy with it. It's nice when I need it, I can use it. Also, you could always make some extra slots in here, and I guess I could put it on a drill press or another tool of my choosing, and then I would have a fence. It really works well. I have no complaints with this. It doesn't have any dust collection, so you do make a bit of a mess. But since this is an occasional router wing, I don't really worry about that. So that's pretty much it. It's up close and personal. This isn't going to have a lot of fancy editing or anything. It's just me showing you guys how it works. As far as the board mounted to the table saw, we just take this out here. You unloosen these two big knobs, and then you can see all I have is these miter slot locks that when you tighten those knobs up, it swells those out a little bit, and then they lock into the miter slot. This system works really well. One of the added advantages to having a piece like this is that it comes on and off really easy. There we go. Hitting those miter slots on camera is always tough. For some reason off camera it works really well. And then what I do is I just take it, as far as the board, it's not really set to anything, but you know, I've got some references obviously, but that's set there. And then if I wanted to have a micro adjust, I could use my table saw fence, butt it up against the back here, put some paper in and have a micro adjust. Or if you're like me and you have a Vega fence, you can use the micro adjust on the Vega fence, unloosen these two knobs, and just let the fence either move forward or back, and you've got micro adjust. So I really like this setup. I use it very rarely though, but when I do, it is a quality setup. And let's say you don't really have a router table or space in your shop, this would be a great addition. It wouldn't cost you much to add on. You could take your router back out and use it freehand if you only had one router. So it's a great setup for a small shop. And really this is how I started, was using this here. I didn't have another router table at that time. And I hope this helped you out. I'm going to wrap it up and say thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you would. And until the next time, I'll see you in the backyard.